Hello friends and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily Reddit content anywhere on the internet. At least, you know, we're trying to go back to daily things. We're doing our best. Today, we're jumping into rSlash IDontWorkHereLady, which is one that I don't cover very often, but when I do, I generally have a pretty good time with it. As always, these stories have been suggested by our very own Lady Nix, so big tip of the hat, m'lady. Wait, we're not doing just neckbeard things. Anyways, without any further delay, let's go ahead, jump into these stories, and see what we got today. Does it look like I work at the vets? Oh, maybe I shouldn't have read it like that. Is it OP's voice? Anyways, hi! You may know me from my vendor posts and adventures with the manager. It's Troy McClure. I'll post an update later about that, but I need to post this today. Here's the cast. Me, that's OP, Lady is Lady, Lexi, that's Lexi. This happened just a few hours ago. I made an appointment for my cat today to get her first round of shots and for her yearly exam. I made the appointment for later in the day in case I ran late with a shipment, and I did end up running late. In my rush, I completely left my mask in my work bag and could not enter the vet's office. Thankfully, they had curbside service and could still get my cat her shots. I call the vet, they take in my cat, and tell me that it's going to be a few minutes. Cool beans. In the meantime, I'm deciding between a podcast or my audiobook. I go with my audiobook, The Queen's Vow. So far, it's super good. Anyways, as I'm turning on my audiobook, I get a rap tap on my window. I jump and turn to see this lady standing near my car. I only put my window down just a little bit to give myself and this lady, who was also not wearing a mask, some protection between us. Lady:
Excuse me, I need you to board my dog here. I'll be back on the 15th.
In my car? OP, okay, good for you. What does that have to do with the tea in China? What?
What the hell is even that?
Lady:
I saw you drop off that whatever it was. I need to drop off my dog.
OP, I heard you the first time. Does it look like I work here? Just know, the vet staff wears scrubs. I was wearing a Journey t-shirt and leggings. Lady:
I don't care if you're off. I saw Lexi,
one of the staff,
get that cage from the back of your car.
OP, first off, that was my cat. She's getting her yearly. Also, I don't work here. I put up my window and turn on my audiobook. The lady bangs on my window, and I ignore her. Good move. Eventually she walks away. Okay, that's the end of that. Of course, that, as we know, is never the end. About 20 minutes pass, and the vet tech comes out, with Kitty in the cage, complaining loudly as the tech is putting her into the car. The tech tells me that she's perfectly healthy and did great for her shots. And then the same lady as before comes up to the vet tech, ranting and raving about
how I won't come and get her dog.
And I heard the vet tech say, Lexi, she's a client here, ma'am. She and her pets have been clients since 2011. Lady:
I don't care. Someone has to take my dog. I'm leaving tonight.
Lexi: okay. I'm gonna go and check and see if we have a reservation for your dog. Lady:
I am a loyal customer. I don't need a reservation.
At this point, I look at Lexi to see if I can go, and my cat at this point is letting out profanities in kitty language. Lexi just nods, and I carefully pull out of the parking lot. I don't know what happened after that, but I feel sorry for Lexi. But Kitty is doing well at least, and is currently eating her dinner. You know how you can tell a crap customer from everybody else? Is that they have to tell you that they aren't a crap customer.
Like, look, I've been a loyal customer for years.
Okay, well, then you'd probably know how things work around here, wouldn't you? Or if you were any good at, like, pretending or absorbing information from the people around you, you could look and be like, huh, let me infer what is going on and what procedure I should take. But maybe that's just asking for a little too much, you know? I've also never heard of that, like, what does that have to do with the tea in China? But I guess it's used for, like, basically non sequiturs, you know what I mean? You're meeting a non sequitur with a non sequitur, you know? I guess it's pretty clever. Maybe I'll start using it if I can remember it. We'll file it away in the old memory banks. Also, Journey, hell yeah. Props on that. I'm still more of a dog person than a cat person, but I could definitely appreciate any little hairy gremlin that you let live in your house, so. That includes rats, my favorite of all. I'm a rat person more than a dog person more than a cat person. But anyways, that's enough rambling for me. Let's jump into the next story and see what it holds.
You don't work here, lady.
Yeah, that's the subreddit. Woman tries to use our store as her own Etsy shop. Interesting. I worked in a large department store back before there was Etsy or any similar service for artists to open up independent shops. I worked in the back office administration piece, not out on the floor. One day, one of the checkout girls called me over and said that they were trying to scan a lady out, but that one of her items didn't have a barcode. I figured maybe it had been stuck on somewhere strange, but I checked it out and I didn't see anything. In fact, I didn't even recognize the item when I looked to see where I could find a second one to scan. And I knew the store pretty well. It was an absurdly hideous piece of almost homemade looking costume jewelry, not like anything we offered. I thought maybe we had a new supplier that I was unaware of, so I looked at the tag, and lo and behold, it was a hand-drawn price tag, so definitely not ours. There were a lot of shops in the area, so I figured maybe someone bought it nearby and it slipped out of their bag, or they set it down by accident, and this customer assumed that we were selling it because of the price tag. I figured whoever left it would be back to look for it soon. It was way overpriced, $80 for the one necklace, so I brought it to customer service and returned to business as usual of counting the minutes to close and regretting my life choices. Preach. But as the day marched on, a few more people appeared with similar stuff. Some more jewelry mostly, one with a sweater that was actually a sweater we did sell, but with huge garish rhinestones added on that were definitely not part of a SKU that we offered. People kept coming to the checkout with lots of things we actually sold, like makeup mirrors, handbags, and shoes, but with all the unnecessary rhinestones, sequins, and beads glued on that definitely didn't come from us or the original manufacturer. So finally, the manager just had the staff do a sweep of the store and collect anything with rhinestones on it, or anything with a handmade price tag, and put them all in the lost and found. Though we did wonder how someone's personal belongings would become scattered all throughout the store, and didn't think they really could have been accidentally lost. Our working theory was that someone got into a fight with their shopping companion and did it out of spite, like maybe a couple broke up or a sibling rivalry or something, but we'd resigned ourselves to the fact that we would never know. Our lost and found was a single basket about the size of a TSA security bin at the airport, and there was so much of this stuff that it overflowed past the top, so after a couple of days, we dumped it all in the trash. A few days after that, a middle-aged woman comes in decked head to toe in sequins and glitter and rhinestones, with neon makeup like a 6th grader would wear to their first school dance. I love the way this author writes. And she asked to speak to
The person in charge,
identifying herself as
one of your partners.
I knew we were about to get some answers to the other day's mystery. I stopped all my work. I was ready to hear how and why she ended up leaving half of her wardrobe scattered around the store, and why anyone would voluntarily dress like that after age 40.
Daddy, chill.
Shots fired. So I listened to her going at it with customer service, and it became clear she had bought things here, maybe. It's unclear if she even paid for them, or if she just used things from here without paying for them. She then bedazzled them, either by purchasing them or covertly bedazzling in the store without buying the items. We never did find out which. She then put them back on the shelves, and now expected to collect a check after they were purchased, at an upsell price that she'd added on with her own handmade price tag. What? Apparently she had done this in a few stores and was going around with business cards claiming her designs, or, bedazzled versions of department store products, were sold in big department stores like
Karen's Fab Designs, as seen on the shelves of Macy's, Nordstrom's, JCPenney, and more.
I don't have the words. The manager explained that this was not a consignment store, and she couldn't just leave altered products here for people to buy and expect to split the money with us. She was sure we must just not understand that she had improved the items with rhinestones, thereby making them more valuable. And she was shocked when the realization set in that we understood what she was saying, but still didn't want her doing it. She was irate, offended, threatened to break off the partnership. that we did not want and did not know we had, and eventually she demanded all the stuff back. The most senior manager on the floor had come over by this point, not because she'd asked to speak to the person in charge, but because she was causing a scene, and none of us were sure what to do about being on her business card. Plus, everyone, regardless of seniority, was equally curious about the rhinestones mystery. And he explained that we'd gotten rid of that stuff because she didn't bother to explain this arrangement to any of us, and we aren't a pawn shop where you can just hawk personal goods. A major argument ensued. She gave us two choices.
Go through the dumpster and salvage the things you threw out, or refund me the adjusted,
read upcharged,
cost of the items you threw out.
The manager then gave her two choices. Leave, or be escorted out by security. The manager did worry that there could be repercussions for throwing out all her stuff, since technically corporate policy was that we were supposed to hang on to lost and found items for 7 business days. So he offered her some coupons to end things on a good note. She didn't take them, and screamed at us that
we needed to replace everything and pay for new material to bedazzle them.
Oh, what is life? At that point, the manager more flatly insisted she leave. She didn't. Security had to escort her out. To our total shock, she kept telling security that she worked here, which really confused them because they'd never seen her. So they weren't sure if it was because she was crazy or if it was because she was from corporate, i.e. someone who could actually fire them. We had to explain to security and her that in fact she did not work here, and this partnership was non-existent. Again, explaining that she couldn't sell her own products here in our department store. She kept saying,
we can negotiate you a higher cut.
That was just my starting offer. Oh, God. So after a bit, the manager just gave up on explaining and stopped engaging with her. She tried to come in every day for a week after that, to the point that we had a security guard stand right near the door to redirect her before she could even step over the threshold. She got in one more time through the fire door, with which she set off an alarm, and we had to evacuate the store. Oh, God. So we could let her know loud and clear that next time the police would handle her. I guess some other stores had already made good on that promise, so she stopped coming. But she kept doing this elsewhere around town for several weeks until she was blacklisted by every store from the highest end boutiques to the dollar store. I don't know if she didn't understand how stores worked or just didn't care, but she really created a lot of extra work for us. I will say this, many people were coming to the register to purchase her items, and that department chain is bankrupt now, so she probably has a lucrative Etsy-type store, and the last laugh. God damn, dude, that story is just so hilarious. Oh, this woman doesn't have, like, any sense of how a business works, but yeah, you gotta give her props for her go-getter attitude. She's like, I don't know where to sell this stuff, so I'm gonna sell it here. That's a great way to cut down on costs, you know? You don't have to pay rent for a physical location, you don't have to pay for employees, you just get a cut when the store sells some of your stuff. I've said in quite a few videos before that it's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission, but I really don't think that applies in this situation. Because nobody knows what's going on. They're just like, wow, somebody left all this ugly jewelry around the store. An $80 fashion jewelry necklace? Like, what is that? I mean, I've seen some pretty pricey, you know, fashion jewelry pieces, but they at least look nice, you know? I imagine like a chunky, beady sort of thing that an elementary schooler would make. Which, no shade if you enjoy that, you know? It was made with love. And plus, you didn't have to shell out $80 for it, so... Hang on to that, hold it tight. But if you see a piece of macaroni art covered in glitter and rhinestones laying around some random store, I think that basically anybody is gonna throw it away. This lady is absolutely out of her mind. I gotta give her props, like I said, but it would be a lot easier to, like, go in, try and broker a deal, even if you get told no. At least you're doing it the smart and legal way. This is, like, not exactly illegal, but yeah, of course your stuff's gonna get thrown away. And then she keeps, like, sneaking back into the store to demand her money. Sneaking in through the fire exit. Oh my god, that really got me. What a great story. The OP at the beginning's like, maybe you know me, and I was like, I don't know you, and now I kind of want to get to know her and dig through some of her other posts, so we might do that in some other video at some point. So, ligamentary, I do appreciate the post. Quality stuff right here. And with that said, we will move on to the next one, our final story. Not only do I not work here, but neither does anyone else. Oh?
NANI?
My first post on here, so be nice to me if I do it wrong. A bit of background. My house used to be the village post office, and when I say used to be, I mean over 20 years ago. We bought the property 10 years ago, by which time it had been totally converted and no longer resembles a post office in any shape or form. The post office is now slightly further down the street, in a building that has a huge post office sign on the front, and looks nothing like my house. Different size, color, everything. My front door opens straight into the kitchen, and is rarely locked. It's a small village, and I seem to run some sort of drop-in center for my kids' friends. I was sitting eating dinner this evening with my kids when the front door opened, and in walked a lady. OP, hey, can I help you with something? As I walk towards her, forcing her backwards through the open door. Lady,
Yes, I have a parcel here to send.
as she tries to duck round the side of me to get in. OP, pardon? You've got a parcel? Lady,
Yes, it's to be delivered by tomorrow.
OP, well, you'd best be taking it to the post office then, as I almost physically push her out of the door onto the street. Lady,
Well, obviously, that's why I'm here.
at which point the light bulb in my head switches on. OP, I'm sorry, this isn't the post office anymore. It hasn't been for a long time. The post office is a few doors down that way. Lady,
Yeah, very funny. Now, could you actually do what you're being paid for and allow me to send my parcel?
OP, yes. If you would go to the post office, which is just down there, pointing, I'm sure they'll send your parcel for you. Now, I'm going to return to my children to finish eating my dinner. And I walked inside, closed, and locked the door, while listening to her having a strop outside. By all accounts, she found the post office, sent her parcel, and lodged a formal complaint against me. Which gave the post office staff some entertainment for the afternoon. I'm really unsure as to what she was thinking. She's not from the village, as I say, it's a small village, and she walked into what is obviously a house, with a family sitting at a table eating when she walked in. Did she think I'd hidden the post office counter behind the fridge or something? My husband keeps wandering into the kitchen, asking me for stamps or envelopes or other various post office type things. What if that lady was like a time traveler or something? You could have learned the secrets of time traveling. You just kicked her out of your kitchen. But I think it is so funny, like, walking into what obviously is a kitchen and being like, I need to mail this parcel. Oh god. And then the fact that she actually did find the post office and was like, I want to complain about that lady that works in the kitchen. Did she have the OP's name, or I wonder how it was described. Oh, I would pay so much money to see that formal complaint letter or whatever it is. I couldn't imagine something like this. The one and only reason that I will never buy a public work building to convert into a home. I bet OP's got people creeping up the driveway all the time, like peeking in and being like, that's a kitchen, that doesn't look like the post office. And OP doesn't even know. That's creepy. I don't like that at all. That's a horrifying thought. But this one lady, the dumbest of the bunch, just marches into a kitchen, sees a family eating dinner, and is like, you guys mail this. You probably could have made a bit of cash out of it, you know? You pick it up and weigh it, and you're like, all right, that'd be 40 pounds. Because obviously they're British, because they said having a strop. And she hands you 40 pounds, says, can I have my change? And you're like, nope, get out of here. And then you take the box to the post office the next day, and you've just turned a tidy profit. You know? Isn't that amazing? It's like money just appearing out of thin air. Fantastic. Of course, now that I came up with the idea, you'll have to split it with me. So, drop something in the comments for my PayPal information, and we'll work it out. Don't worry. Alternatively, you could just sign up for my Patreon and pay it piecemeal. Although some people sign up for my Patreon, they don't owe me anything. They just do it because they like what I'm doing and want me to continue. So, big shout out to all them lovely patrons: Just Austin, Robert Wade, Stott Nathan, Crimson Albedo, Lady Nix, Radimus Cisco, Damon Darkstar, and the OG, Nico, the Legend. I also got other links in the description that you can go and click on if you should like. There's Twitter, and there's Discord, and there's also my other channel, which is just like gaming and media stuff. And I think it's pretty cool. I have a good time over there. And some videos do even feature my face, since people have been asking for a face reveal. I probably won't face reveal on this channel. I mean, it's not that interesting of a face, honestly. And now I'm getting on in years, so I'm a bit more loath to show it than I used to be. Anyways, I hope you'll like, comment, and or subscribe if you did enjoy, friends. Thank you so much for listening along with me today. I'll be back again tomorrow, and we can rock it out once again. I do think that it's going to be pro-revenge once more, and then after that, I'm thinking some entitled parents or neckbeards would do us good. I'm just cruising around the whole of Reddit, seeing what works, so let me know what you guys would like to see in the comments, and I'll do my best to fulfill that dream for you. Anyways, join us for the next time. Do not forget to wear your mask and wash your hands, because you are loved, you are valued, and you definitely deserve it. I will see you in the next one, friends. Thank you once more, and until then, bye-bye. With which... Oh, I'm dying.